Okay guys, what we're going to talk about real quick in this segment is we're going to talk about improvising bird traps. All North American birds are edible, so it's a good meat source. The trick is you have to find something that the birds eat. In this case, I've picked some berries, some local raspberries. I know the birds will eat those. And I've got a simple noose set up, and I've used one piece or one ply from my 150-pound test bank line, which means I've got a 50-pound test snare right here. Very thin, brown, almost invisible, and two more to back that up with right here from one piece of string that's only about 3 feet long. So that gives me a good wise utilization of my resources. Okay, I've made my noose as big as I want it, tied my toggle on with multiple half hitches right above my noose, and it will come down on the ground like this, tied to a sapling or a spring branch, and it will become a spring type trap. Okay, these are the components for our trap. We've got our bait, 2 raspberries. We've got 3 small sticks we're going to use for spreaders. We've got a bait stick that's actually made from a honey locust, and it has thorns on it, and that's what we're going to connect our bait to. This will be our triggering stick. We have a cocking device which will hold our triggering stick, and we've got an outer side that will hold the triggering stick on this side. So let's get this trap set up right here below this tree and show you how this works. Okay, first I'm going to pull my stick down here, my actual trigger, and I want to see where I want my holding device, and I want it about right here. So I'm going to squeeze that fork together and shove it into the ground as low as I want it, which is about right here. And I'm just going to dig a bed out a little bit right here below that. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure my trigger stick, and it's going to be, I've got a notch right here and right here that I can use depending on how bad I want to bury this. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the ground about the right height and distance, just like this. And I've got one end of this kind of flattened out and the other end is not. So now what I'll need to do with this is I'll need to take this trigger, put it underneath here, and put my triggering device on it just like this. And I can set that so it's a hair trigger very easily right on the edge, just like that. Then I would take my noose, if I had this baited, which I don't yet, I would take my noose and put it around this area on top of here, and then use a couple of my spreading sticks just to kind of hold it in place and make sure it stays spread out. I'll put them in at an angle like this, just like that, and then you have a set trap. Now let's get this thing baited up and then we'll demonstrate it for you. Okay, so like I said, I picked a couple raspberries and I used this stick that has thorns on it to hold my bait in place. So I'm just gonna skewer these raspberries on here just like this, and now that becomes my bait stick. And now I can pull my noose back down underneath for my trigger. Caught my own trap there. Okay. I think I'm going to flip that trigger over so the long end is up and the short end is down, like that. And then get my hair trigger set real quick. Then I'll take my noose and open it up the length of the size that I want it, and I'll put it around my, I'll put it on the inside of this stake and on the outside of these, just like this, right out to the trigger mechanism, just like this. So my intent is for a bird to come inside here and start nibbling at these berries. And when he does that, he's going to get his head or his leg or something caught in this trap and get jerked up and held in place, and he can't go anywhere, so he's going to be right here when I come back, if he doesn't strangle himself before that.